Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back doing that, being annoying, but I'm back. Hello, how are you all? So this week's video is something a little bit different. Just a trigger warning here now that it's a video about binge eating and whether it is a eating disorder or not. So I will be speaking about all things like binge eating, eating disorders, mental health and stuff like that. So if that isn't for you, that's completely okay, and I just ask you to close off the video because I don't want to trigger anyone or anything. That is the last thing that I want to do. So basically I put up a couple of Instagram polls yesterday, just genuinely wondering like what people's thoughts were on it and stuff. I will be reading from my notebook just because I have a few points and stuff and I don't want to offend anyone or go wrong in this situation because as I said, it can be quite triggering. So yeah, I will be going from this. So before I get started, I just want to say that no matter what anyone's opinion is, obviously everybody is entitled to their own opinion, but binge eating disorder was officially classified as a eating disorder in 2013, meaning it is treated as a mental health issue. So there was a few people that have voted saying that they didn't think it was, and that's completely okay. It is your own opinion at the end of the day, but what I'm saying now is facts. They're like official, if that makes sense. Binge eating is actually one of the most common eating disorders. It affects 1.9% to 2.8% of the world's population. And I know that doesn't seem like a big percentage, but if you actually think about it, it is quite a lot of people. It can be caused by multiple different reasons. It is habitual, so it's like a habit, and an automatic coping for stress and anxiety. Obviously there is different reasons of why people do it and stuff like that, but it's kind of linked to emotional eating. There's psychological. I am dyslexic, so you'll have to excuse me with the big words, you know. It's a psychological, can be down to even family factors. So what I think a lot of Irish people can, now this is in my opinion, a lot of Irish people can suffer from eating disorders because of, do you know when you're younger and Irish mammies and their dinner, basically like how many people were allowed to get up away from the table unless all of your dinner was eaten. Like, you know, it was we were kind of force fed as children, and I think a lot of that can lead to later issues, if that makes sense. Now, as I said, these are my opinions. Anything that I say in this video, unless I say it's a fact, it's my opinion or other people's opinions. And if you have any issues or anything raised with what I say today, don't be afraid to message me or anything like that. As I said, I'm not here to trigger anyone. I just want to help educate people that think that it is an eating disorder and that it's not as bad or it's like common as like anorexia and stuff like that, which are all eating disorders are important, but I feel like binge eating is looked over a lot. So basically that's why I'm making this video. So I looked this up on the internet obviously, but I found a really good website, and it was called Second Nature. But basically it gives you the lowdown of the symptoms. I don't know if symptoms is the right word, but like how it might help you figure out whether you suffer or not, because a lot of Irish people, like not Irish people, just people in general, like so many people have messaged me saying I actually never thought it was an eating disorder purely because it's so common, like so many people do it, but it can be mistaken with overeating, which I will get into in a little bit. But basically yeah, so I'm just going to read off the symptoms just because I don't want to get any of them wrong or anything. So basically it's eating a large amount of food in a short period of time, often past the point of fullness. So do you know when you're eating and you can't stop, even though you're full and you just want to keep going. Eating really quickly and not tasting the food. Eating to relieve stress or escape uncomfortable feelings, and then experiencing strong feelings of guilt, shame or distress following a binge eating episode. Eating alone, hiding the evidence. The signs, it's not the symptoms, it's the signs. Makes sense now. Hiding or stockpiling food for eating later in secret. Frequent dieting and restricting eating foods. Heightened concerns with weight loss and body shape. Altering schedules to make time for binging. Fear in eating in public with others. Spending a large amount of money on food in one sitting. So basically what I'll say to you is, if you feel that this might explain you, that you should seek a professional's opinion. At the end of the day, I am not a doctor. I am just a person trying to educate people as much as I possibly can in this. The difference between binge eating disorder and overeating occasionally. So we all overeat every now and again, let's be honest, we all do it. But the difference is knowing when to stop, and the guilt and the shame that you feel after. Like, I know that might not seem very different to other people, but everybody that has messaged me and stuff about it not being a disorder, I feel like if you go through it, or if you know somebody that does go through it, you'll have a completely different outlook on it. It's very hard to put yourself in the shoes of other people and what other people are going through, and I get that 100% because obviously we're all very different people and stuff. But yes, so the Instagram poll results, these were quite interesting actually. I genuinely did find them quite interesting. In your opinion, is binge eating an eating disorder? And 616 people said yes, and 119 said no. But then I'm taking 2 out of that because after I spoke a little bit about it, they changed their minds, so I'm taking them back. And is your relationship with food healthy and unhealthy? So 137 voted for healthy and 560 voted for unhealthy. That's a lot of people to have an unhealthy relationship with food. And like, when I say unhealthy relationship with food, like whether you have control or not over it, I think a lot of people do suffer with having control over their food, and Jesus, fair play if you do, lads, because it's not an easy thing to do. So then I asked why, in their opinion, do they think that binge eating isn't an eating disorder? And some people said that it is and it isn't. I think because binge eating is associated with overeating, because of, like, you know, for girls anyway, you know, when you are on your period and you crave more food, and when you're hungover you crave more food, and like, I think a lot of people associate binge eating with that, and that's a common mistake. Like, even a girl messaged me yesterday saying that it was a choice and that we all do it, blah blah blah, and then she actually messaged me afterwards saying, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I didn't understand what you were asking. And that's completely okay. Like, that's why I'm here today making this video, because I want to educate as many people as I possibly can. I know I know I'm a little bit on edge, but at the end of the day, I don't want to offend anyone or anything by making this video. So I'm stuttering and stuff because I'm reading, but yeah, basically that's my take on why people were a little bit kind of, because a lot of people said that it is and it isn't. So I think that's my take on why they think that it is and it isn't, you know, that way. A lot of people, 2 people changed their mind afterwards, and 2 people sent me their reasons, and they were really uneducated, so I'm just not going to share them. And at the end of the day, everybody has their own opinions and they are entitled to them, but I'm just not going to share it on my platform. And then I asked people why binge eating is an eating disorder, and when I tell you, I got bombarded with reasons that I can't even go through them all. But a lot of people has messaged me with their own stories, and it's insane or people that have studied eating disorders in college and psychology and everything like that. Like, it is crazy how many people messaged me, like, honestly. But some of them were basically saying that's like psychological, it's not as easy as just stopping, which it isn't. Like, when you feel a binge coming on you, I can't explain it, but for me, I feel like if I think about it, that is not going to leave my mind until I have it. And I don't know if that's the way it is for everybody, but I just find that that's the way it is for me. That will not leave my mind until I get it. Some people said, one person actually messaged me saying it's the same as under-eating. Example, anorexia. So binge eating is overeating, but you don't see it as often. So like with the likes of like anorexia and stuff, you can see a change, whereas with a lot of binge eaters you wouldn't see it, and you don't see it daily, so you're kind of like, it's not there, it's not happening. It's using food as a reward, attaching it to your emotions, starving for days prior to eating all around you, feeling shame and guilt. Some people purge, but others don't. Hello. So I'm in the dark because I'm editing and I'm asleep, basically. But I keep saying like starving yourself, when in reality it's not just starving yourself. It's also restricting yourself, counting calories, and stuff like that. So, yeah, I just wanted to clear that up. That it's not just the fact of that you're just starving yourself. Vicious circle, like, so literally going from starving yourself to a point that you can't do it anymore, that you binge, and then after that you feel sick, you feel guilty, you feel horrible, like you feel like the worst in the world, like literally I can't even explain it to you. And then you feel so guilty that you starve yourself again the next day to make up for the fact that you're after eating so much calories and eating so much the night before, so you starve yourself again until it happens again, and it's a vicious circle. It's like eating to fill a void, and you can be doing it without even knowing. It's unbalanced eating. That they're just some of the things now that people have said to me. I want to just share some of like my followers' experiences. Obviously they are completely confidential. A few girls have messaged me that actually nobody else even knows about these things, so it's completely confidential, and I just want to share. And I asked, of course, if it was okay if I shared some of this, but yes, I just wanted to share it with some of you. So one of them, her biggest binge, size 20 to a size 8, and everybody's response to her was like, oh my god, you're looking great, you're doing so well, keep up what you're doing, you look so good and all. When in reality, like, if she was to keep up what she was doing, it would severely damage her, you know, that way. Like, I feel like when you lose weight and like you see the side effects of binging, it's nearly like people are like, oh my god, you're doing so well, when in reality you're not doing well at all. So I just think it is a little bit like, obviously you want to compliment people if they're doing like really well or whatever, if they're looking great, but sometimes just have a little think and be like, if they're losing weight in like such a fast period of time, are they doing it correctly? Like, you just need to kind of think. And then this girl actually messaged me saying, it's not a matter of just stopping, it's a battle of your mind. It's up to you whether it wins or you do. So like, it's not easy to just stop and do it, as I said already. Like, it's completely a mind thing. Like, you have to be strong against it, and like, sometimes it can take over, and that's the hard part about it. It's guilt that screams at you after you've eaten until you physically cannot anymore, telling yourself that you shouldn't have done that. Not only are you putting yourself at an unhealthy risk, it can cause other problems such as stomach problems like ulcers. Gums can rot from the acid of your stomach from purging. Like, you're genuinely living miserably, like it's horrible, and you're living your life in secret. So that's just like a few of the things that people have messaged me. I don't want to go into too much of it because at the end of the day it's not my experience and I can't speak from other people's experiences. Hello guys, so it is currently, I'm being blinded, it's currently 1:30 in the morning and I'm editing this video, and I just wanted to say, because I actually cut quite a lot of the video out because I decided that I actually didn't want to share my experience. Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to say, just so the video doesn't end abruptly, that I actually had a lot more footage, but I've taken it out purely because I just don't feel comfortable with sharing it. Maybe I will one day on Instagram, I don't know, but I thought I was okay with sharing it, but now I edited and everything like that and I'm just like, I don't want to share it. So yeah, I hope you still found this video quite helpful, and yeah, let's get back to it. But yeah, that's basically the whole thing of what I had raw covered. I hope this kind of helped. If it helped at least one person, I'd be happy with that. This video has been a little bit hard to record. I'm not gonna lie, it has, and I hope it did help in some way, and if it did help, please message me and let me know. If you have anything to say regarding anything that I said, or if you have any questions or anything like that, don't be afraid to message me. My DMs are always open for anybody that needs help, or for anybody that has questions. I'm always open to learning more. So if anybody can tell me anything else, 100% message me. But yeah, I hope this helped, and I hope someone learned something. The video next week will be a little bit lighter. I actually feel a little bit strange after recording this, but yeah, I wish you all a very good week.